right, so here we are. Our state stickers here are getting empty and it's getting fuller on this side. And we are super far behind. Like the last time we did stickers, it was, what was it?
August.
And we were like, whoa, we have to do 8 at one time. Well, now we're doing like 22 or something like that. A lot of states, because we did our Northeast tour, and we never did our stickers. So these guys behind me are going to be putting out some stickers, and I'm going to kind of tell you what we did. I've got a cheat sheet because I will never remember all the things.
But we have the stickers.
We lost a child or two, but we have the stickers, so we're good. All right, so you guys go ahead, put on the stickers. So the last time we were talking, we were in Michigan, and we had just done like Petoskey, Mackinac Island, all that stuff. And from there, we went to Ohio. We went to Cedar Point in Sandusky, Ohio, enjoyed that amusement park, all the roller coasters, and then we headed to the Toledo Museum of Art, which was awesome, and it's free, totally worth it if you're ever near Toledo. So after Ohio, we kind of like went back to Michigan and up into Toronto, and we don't have a Canadian map, so we're not even going to talk about that.
Sorry, Canada.
Sorry, we have been to some Canadian provinces, and maybe one day we'll get a map. But in any case, we did come back down into New York, right by Niagara Falls. We did that. We went to Watkins Glen, which was amazing. One of his favorite spots, Watkins Glen.
It was
Erie.
simultaneously infuriating and incredible from a photography perspective.
Yeah, because people were in his way, and he was upset that he couldn't get the shot he wanted. So he went back like super early one morning. But anyhow, we got to ride the Erie Canal and experience the locks. We stayed at a really cool place in Brooklyn when we came back through, and we got to, it was like basically an abandoned airport or an almost abandoned airport. And so we saw this by chance, once in a blue moon, they have a plane fly out, and we got to see a World War II plane like fly out. It literally taxied right in front of our coach, and it took off, so it was super cool. And so we hunted for Herkimer diamonds in New York, collected a bunch of those. They're really quartz crystals, they call them Herkimer diamonds. And then eventually made it over to New York City, but New York's a big place, and if you've ever looked at it, you'll see the geography of it means you're going up first if you want to kind of do the Northeast, and then you kind of come back down the east side. So after New York, we went up into Vermont. And what's in Vermont, guys? Do you remember something yummy in Vermont?
Mackinac Island?
I have no
That
idea.
was Michigan.
I don't know.
forget.
Oh my gosh.
Did you have
hello.
pizza?
Ice cream.
Ben and Jerry's?
Ben and Jerry's.
We did a cider mill, Ben and Jerry's. It was awesome. That's fine. You just heard my sister-in-law's voice. It's awesome. Ben and Jerry's. She remembered. She didn't even go. So then we went up into Quebec. We visited awesome family up in Montreal. Went to Quebec City, and then we came back down into Maine. What is the main thing you remember about Maine? For real.
Lobster.
Lobster. It was like you could get 3 big lobster for like under 30 bucks. It was amazing. It was really good.
In my belly.
Yeah, so we did that, and there was this really cool narrow gauge train museum. So that was like a whole family thing that we did in New York, or I'm sorry, in Maine. New Hampshire, we really only got a night, but we went to Market Square, and we just kind of walked around for the evening. It's a really cool place with historic homes and lots of cute little shops. Then in Massachusetts, of course, we did Boston and some of the historical places of Massachusetts and walked the Freedom Trail. And I'm going to actually write all of these down in the blog. If you want to go to chasethesky.com and look at the blog, you'll see like a list of some of the cool highlights of each of these states.
We're being loud.
I'm telling them, you're being so loud. Okay. Anyhow, finally in Rhode Island, we had one night. We got to go rock climbing during the day. Ollie was working, so he didn't get to do that. He got to drive around Rhode Island, but there wasn't much more fun than that for him. Then we went into Connecticut. We saw some of my cousins and got to visit like this, I know this is weird, but this cool, it was like a cemetery that had like these cool headstones. And I know it's kind of strange, but I feel like it's a way to honor people by remembering them and just like acknowledging their lives and that sort of thing. And there were some really cool memorials that explained some really sacrificial ways that people actually passed when they were caring for prisoners or something like that. It was really pretty fascinating. Anyhow, then we went into Brooklyn, and that's when we got that side of New York. Went down to New Jersey, went to Ocean City, Ocean View, and we got to go to Manco's Pizzeria thanks to a friend's advice and kind of experience the boardwalk down there. It was really cool. After that, we went into Delaware, and this is another one of those states that
It was small
Ollie really didn't get to do.
and
But the kids,
impressive. Sorry,
well, the
Delaware.
kids and I loved what we did. We went to Hagley Museum. It was like the DuPont, stock car racing. You'll see the DuPont symbol. They made gunpowder there on the Brandywine River. So,
Kids?
Yeah. That's
well,
fun.
we watched some. We watched how it would be made. Anyhow, it was really cool because you can actually see the mill. What do they call it? The mill run and mill chase, guys? Do you remember what they call it? Like the mill run? It's like the water way that they would have that was always full with water, so they could have power for all of their turbines and stuff. It was pretty
Can I
neat.
do Louisiana?
Okay, so after the Hagley Museum, we went down into Pennsylvania and did like a ton of stuff there. There was Dutch country, there was Amish country. We got to eat at a really cool like Amish buffet. We went to Hershey's. What was it? Hershey's, guys. Hello.
Chocolate.
Peanut butter cups.
Yeah. He liked the free samples there.
Creepy animatronics.
Those things.
Yeah, there was like a ride, so that was with the animatronics on it, so it was kind of neat.
You had to remind me.
And then, of course, to be a little more
Nightmares,
solemn.
baby.
Yeah, we haven't done
Okay, we're gonna be more solemn for a second. We went to Gettysburg, and that was like, obviously 1863 Battle of Gettysburg. Saw all the fields, and it was sobering. It was a really sobering experience to realize they have like all of these cannons lined up for, like say Northern Front versus Southern Front, like the West Virginians, and then on one side, and then you'll see maybe the Georgians on the other, or South Carolinians. And when you're standing there looking from a cannon on one side, it is so close to see the cannons pointing back at you. I cannot imagine the horror of that battle, but it was, I could almost cry thinking about it. It was pretty strong. Okay, so then we went to Virginia. We experienced Shenandoah National Park, which was supposed to be really beautiful, but the cold snap in the early fall made all the leaves fall off the trees, so we got a very brown Shenandoah. But it was neat to travel through for a little bit, right?
I got a great shot there.
He likes to shot. And we had a petting farm at our campground with a goat that would bite you if you didn't give him food. It was interesting. Anyhow, then we went, on the way out, we didn't actually stay the night in West Virginia, but we went to Harper's Ferry. Wasn't John Brown? Harper's Ferry is John Brown, right?
Yep.
John Brown's right.
That was so neat.
He tried to start an insurrection. Basically, he was trying to free
Like
the
an
slaves.
abolitionist. He was an abolitionist, but kind of a
We have to do.
He was also a terrorist.
revolution, like a violent one, so to speak. He kind of took some people hostage, but he did kind of provide a little impetus for the Civil War.
He was the flame that lit the Civil War.
Yeah, and so he ended up kind of going down in history, remembered almost as a martyr. So,
As a
in any
martyr?
case, he was. I mean, he was for his cause, but he didn't really go about it the right way. So, in any case, from there we went to Washington D.C. We camped in Maryland for a week, met some great people. Some girls who came and they had Thanksgiving dinner with us. It was really neat. So that was Maryland, was really the camping experience, and I think we went to church in Maryland that Sunday, but then Washington, D.C., oh my gosh. Come on, name some things you did in Washington, guys.
Smithsonian, part 1 and 2, and then I think part 4.
We took an
There was lots
underground
of
tunnel
parts.
into the Capitol.
Oh yeah, we got to do the underground tunnel into the Capitol. It was super cool. And it's really only supposed to be for like congressmen and pages and things like that, so it was really neat. But we happened to bump into a former congressman who let us through. So that was neat. And then we went to the House Gallery tour and just, oh my gosh, Washington D.C. is just full of all kinds of great stuff to do. And it's mostly all free, so it's awesome. Okay, so where are we on this? We went D.C. and now I'm on the back side. Look at this, people, we're almost done. Okay, so we went back into Virginia, hit Williamsburg. Colonial Williamsburg is awesome. They've also got Jamestown right there and Yorktown. Phenomenal, phenomenal place. If you are anywhere near Williamsburg, you have to go to like Jamestown and Yorktown. It's just great. After that, we went into North Carolina. We basically visited with friends, spent a week in Advance, North Carolina. Visited with friends, went to Charlotte, enjoyed some things over there, and then we went down to Greenville, South Carolina. And then, hello, there's some neighbors going
We're on
by.
the last sticker.
But you're on your last
Yeah.
sticker? Really? Oh my goodness, that's almost sad. But I'm proud of you guys, wow. And they're doing a good job, like, you see this?
Dad does Utah.
Wow, it's
Just
such a
say-
difference.
It's your state.
Okay, well we're gonna be at Utah, but anyhow, so Greenville, South Carolina is where my family's from, so we've already done South Carolina before. Louisiana was awesome, guys. Come on, what was the biggie in Louisiana?
I broke my wrist.
We had a crawfish race, and the winner got to live.
Live.
He escaped the crawfish boil that we
Was that
had
the
with True
biggie?
Cajuns,
One
which
of
was
the big
really
ones
fun.
that broke my wrist and almost died.
He
Oh,
broke
yeah,
his
he
He
wrist.
broke his wrist.
die.
If I landed a teeny bit different,
He's growing into a man, so he's calling it death almost. That's what.
We went to a restaurant and the waiter's like, "What happened?" Ethan's like, "I fell off a ladder." And I was like, "No, he fell off the playground."
Yeah. So he'll get, razzed for that forever.
Oh, I will.
But we were there during Mardi Gras, and it's honestly the first time I ever knew, any of us really ever knew that Mardi Gras was something that existed outside of like Bourbon Street, New Orleans. I just thought that the beads only meant one thing and how you earned them, so to speak. And it was just not our cup of tea, but we found out Mardi Gras is celebrated all over Louisiana, and that the colors kind of hail for, oh look, we gained a child back. And that, okay, hold on. Anyhow, it was just really neat because we learned the history of Mardi Gras and how it's truly celebrated by most Cajuns across the area. We got to be a part of some parades where they throw the kids like seriously a ridiculous amount of party throws, like all kinds of beads, all kinds of stuffed animals and toys and stuff. It was really neat.
Football was very exciting.
Yeah, and we went to Préjean's, which is this amazing place in Lafayette to eat. It was really cool. That was for my birthday. We went over to Texas. We've been there, but this time we went to like Space Center Houston, Dallas to see some cousins. We went up to Waco,
And
super
spaceships.
cool places.
Spaceships.
What are you doing?
She's making stay where we can keep an eye on
This
you.
is the least serious of our videos. Okay. In Oklahoma City, one of our children who walked away is apparently, what's wrong?
Wounded
I'll
in
take care
combat.
of her.
Oh,
Rest will
come
go.
here.
Commercial break.
She
Bye,
has
Grace.
an injury. You gonna take care of her? You want to go get her cleaned up? I'm sorry, baby. I love you. Bye bye.
You'll be missed.
We'll come back after this short commercial break. Thank you.
Why don't you leave so this video will not be child free?
This is our life. Like this
No,
is
thanks.
all of these short videos you've seen have been able to be completed without those kinds of interruptions. But that's life, and that's how it is. So, anyhow, in Oklahoma City, we saw the Oklahoma City Memorial, and then we went out to Kansas. We
Oh,
visited.
did I say that out loud?
We visited friends in Wichita, camped with them. We met them before in California. Actually, we met them here at this park that we're at now.
That's a really important detail. You guys are happy to know that.
And then we went to like this really cool museum for the kids. And then we moved on to Colorado and like crazy amazing Garden of the Gods.
Garden of the Gods.
Yeah,
Glen
the Red
Erie.
Rock open space area,
Red Rock.
the
What mountain was
the
it?
Manitou Springs, cliff
There
dwellings,
was some
really
sort
cool
of mountain.
things. Went to
We did
Array,
a mountain.
Pikes Peak.
Pikes Peak.
Yeah.
That's what we did.
Went out
14,000
to
feet.
Array where they have all these really neat ice climbing. It's an ice park and it's free, but we didn't have the gear and it would have been really cool to do.
But I had my camera gear.
He did. That's all he cared about. And finally, woo-hoo-hoo, the last state,
Utah.
Utah.
What about Arizona?
No, we didn't. Well, we counted Arizona before. See, we went through it before.
Yes, but we counted again. 'cause
We
it was
went
awesome.
back. Yeah, we went back to
Arizona Part
Arizona.
two.
But we went back to
No.
Arizona for like Antelope Canyon, Grand Canyon,
Or Utah.
Utah. So Utah, what do you want to say we did? We went to
Bryce.
Monument Valley,
Antelope,
Gooseneck
Canyon,
Arches.
Gooseneck State
State
Park,
Park.
Arches, Bryce.
Moab.
Canyonlands.
Moab was amazing.
Moab.
Met some great friends there. As a matter of fact, we were only going to stay a few days and then found out that a lot of other full-time families were camping. It was like Jeep Safari Week, which meant that almost everything was booked. But we had a lot of new friends who were camping at this abandoned airport, like another abandoned airport. What are the chances? And we got to go down there and camp with this amazing view of the LaSalle Mountain Range.
Awesome
And
shot
then-
of the sunset. Mountains is beautiful.
Yeah. And then, oh my goodness, these people from Red Tail blessed us with this amazing aerial like tour.
Aerial tour of Canyonlands. and Moab. So we
Canyonlands,
flew
Dead
over.
Horse State Park, of Arches over Moab. It was
Yeah.
so neat. And like,
Red Tail
we
Air, by the way,
expected-
just so I know.
yeah, Red Tail Air, we expected it to be pretty cool. And when we did it, it was way beyond even our expectations. It was mind blowing. It's really good. And then outside of Salt Lake City, we went up there. And so after that, we went back to Arizona,
Grand Canyon.
Grand
Grand
Canyon,
Canyon.
yep, Antelope Canyon.
Yep.
And there was another one. I think I actually wrote down
That's
something
right.
up. Yeah, Sedona. We went back to Sedona,
Sedona.
climbed Bell Rock.
That was cool.
Yep,
No one died.
Really neat.
No one died.
So that's it from us for now, and we're excited
So
to say that our next state will be woohoo, Hawaii.
Hawaii.
So, Hawaii. So we're super excited about that. And And that's about it. So we got it.
We did it.
Thanks so much.
Yay!
Yay!
Thanks for sticking with us, and we'll talk to you next time.
Buggy.